All right, everybody, welcome back to the garage from the World Wide Web. Today, we're going to be talking Holley Terminator, some fuel stuff, and maybe some other things. Stick around. It's going to be a good time. Alright, so it's been a little while since you guys have seen me, since I've done a video. So the truck has been on jack stands for the last 3 months. It has been a hectic summer, but I do have some things to show for it. So let me take you off the stand and we'll kind of go through what I've got here. We'll jump right into it. Over here, we have a Trailblazer SS throttle or intake manifold, a War throttle body, and just some kind of other eBay parts. I have a local guy who I actually get the fittings from. It's pretty cool. It's all the same stuff that is made for Holley. It's made for Holley and Earls and a few of those other brands, so kind of a cool deal. But yeah, spent a little bit of time up here, all custom fuel lines. Got some low dollar sensors in there from the company Low Dollar for fuel pressure and oil pressure. I do have one for the coolant temp sensor as well, but have not replaced that yet. That one seems to be still working. So unfortunately, I did do a first start, but I am going to do a dramatic reenactment so that everybody can see what it was like and feel the way I felt. All right, so if we move to the back of the truck, so this is where some design had to go in. So on the red fuel tank, I always ran out of gas, like in hard cornering anyway, and heavy braking. The pickup in that is at the top. It's this guy right here, and it just would never stay submerged. And this is full of foam actually too. So with drifting and autocross, you do pull some pretty good G's. So that's what this setup is to help combat. So this is kind of going to act like a surge tank, and the old carbureted fuel pump is going to just feed fuel into here. I haven't got these aren't the lines, these aren't staying the exact same, so I'm going to rebuild those lines. But so this will be the feed tank for the motor. So I've got it, it's all -10 feed through here. So this is the pre-filter that you can kind of see through there, and then the pump is under there. It's a Summit 385 liter per hour, I believe. I'd have to look at the specs on it, and I'm probably going to have to double up when I put the turbo on this, but then I've got a 10 micron post filter as well. So anyways, we're talking about the surge tank, and this is the feed tank. That tank feeds this one and keeps this one full, so theoretically you never run into starvation issues. So cross my fingers, that's what's going to happen. So all of that's taken care of. The one thing that I still have not yet done is the wiring, and it is messy. So pulled the whole entire original truck wiring harness out. Didn't seem like it was in that bad a shape, but I don't know. Seems like if I'm redoing everything else, why not redo the wiring? But why did I have to do it mid-season? I don't know. I don't know that. So here's the Terminator. I pulled that off so I could do my dramatic reenactment. But this is kind of my little fuse panel. I've got the fuel pump, starter, and then that's the ignition. So we'll see action. I'll show you. I mean, it lights right off, like right now. And the cool thing is other than just setting up sensors and getting those to read right on the handheld, there really wasn't any drama. Like, this was the easiest first start I've ever done. So let's do it. Let's first start it. got to connect the battery. So reach down here and do that. Find me a wrench. Got me a little wrench here. So we'll just tighten this up ever so slightly. And there we go. Tighten this one up ever so slightly. Filming and bolting, filming and bolting. So that's pretty good. And then all that just runs down underneath the bed. I'm not gonna tighten down the battery just yet, but we're good to go. So if you haven't set up a Terminator before, I don't know that I'm going to go through it right now. I mean, there's so many videos on it. Holley does them. Lots of guys have done first start updates, but I'll show you what it looks like. Oh no, I probably should have hooked this up first. Yeah, and somebody was probably saying that, oh, you probably should have hooked it up. Yeah, so I'll do that real quick. I'll do that. With the magic of video editing, it's as if I did this first anyway. We'll see. Anyway, all right. Ready? This is how easy this stuff is, though, for real. This is how easy this stuff is, though, for real. Just get that in there straight. Get that one in there also straight. Bam. Power wire. And there's a lot of explanation for what does what. I'm not going to go into that, but here we are. So we've got some fuse stuff that's in the harness. And again, all you got to hook up. So this is the ignition wire, just a switch battery. This is actually the alternator wire. It just runs, it's the signal wire for the alternator to turn on. And then the starter relay, fuel pump relay, all that kind of stuff. And that's my little kind of hodgepodge. Make it worker set up with the grounds and everything. But all right, let's do this. Reconnect this bad boy. Now I gotta find where I put my wrench right there. Hey, it didn't spark. All right. I'll call that good. Okay. Now we will uncover the handheld unit. So that's a pretty slick little unit, really. I mean, they couldn't have made it any easier for this to work. So bam, got the fire up. Let's see, I have a little guy here. So if you don't have one of these when you're setting this guy up, I recommend it. It's just a little stylus for this stuff, but you've got all of your different dashes. Anyway, so I did have to set up my fuel pressure sensor and the oil pressure, but everything else was pretty well there. So let's go ahead and fire it up. Fuel pump. Get a good idle when it's fuel injected, they're wrong. How amazing is that? I love it. Cold start, first start, dramatic reenactment. There you go. So I'm not sure exactly how accurate that is. It's a pretty rowdy cam, but our RPM, closed loop status, battery volt. So that's telling me that my alternator is on, because normally it'd be at 12. Throttle position, haven't messed with that. Actually, I have it unhooked under there, you can see it. But that's it. And if it's possible, it is louder than it used to be. And that's all just off of the base cowl. That's what the handheld unit gave me to start it up with. So, bam. There she wrote. Now it's time to wire it. But pretty awesome that fuel injection is that easy. Again, I didn't adjust the base cowl on that at all. That's just what the handheld had. You do your little dually bop, punch it in. I did have to custom enter those two sensors, so, but other than that, man, it's so good. No leaks. That's the update on the truck for now. Yeah, so let's get into talking about the rear end. I love rear ends, so I'll talk about it. Makes a difference if you turn the camera on.